So where do we begin from? Of course, you cannot begin from all these ideas, all these expectations. So for a moment, let us assume that you've dropped all these expectations and you're trying to understand the nature of your thought process. And that's why you're meditating. See, meditation is pure perception. In that state of pure perception, anything that falls into that perception becomes clear. If anger happens in that moment of perception, then you know what is anger. If happiness happens in that perception, then you will know what happiness is. And to know the cause, the root cause of things, is the greatest of awakening. See, most of the time we live in the world of effects. We don't even know the cause. We simply mistake one effect over another to be a cause. Really, if you look at the entire scientific exploration and so much of understanding that we have gathered through the process of science, and still science is searching for the primary cause of everything that is happening within and around us. Every time they think that they've found the cause, they explore a little further and they realize they've only found an effect, not the cause. So it's like, if the flower is blooming on the branch, is the flower the cause or an effect? Of course, they say flower is a cause. Flower is an effect because the tree wants to reproduce and it's producing a flower. So is tree the cause for the flower? If you explore a little further, you will see that how can tree be the cause? Because the tree is being produced by the earth. So maybe tree is the desire of the earth. It is the earth that wants to produce the flower, so it uses the tree to produce the flower. So is earth the cause? Fine. If you accept that earth is the cause, then what do you do with a conscious thinking human being? Now, why did the earth create a conscious thinking human being? See, you can go on and on with this thought process. You will realize that we are simply exploring the world of effects, not the cause. Meditation is the only process through which you can get to know the cause behind all the effects. See, at this very moment, so much of life is happening all around us. The wind is blowing, the sun is shining, the birds are twittering, there are trees, plants, animals. You are surrounded by life. And yet, the cause of all this, why is it happening at this very moment, is hidden. Why are you perceiving all these things at this very moment is completely hidden. Now, why should there be a tree at all? Why should there be a bird at all? What is the purpose of all this? Now, this is where meditation comes in. When you start observing your thought process, you will start learning the cause and effect. And then you will start moving closer and closer to the prime mover who is within you. As of now, you're on the periphery. And as long as you're on the periphery, you are a victim of what is happening. You have absolutely no control over who you are and what you have to be, because you're stuck on the periphery. Meditation is the process of moving from the periphery to the center. It's a process of moving from your thoughts to the being. It is a process of moving from the mind to the heart. In that movement lies all the understanding that you're trying to seek. See, if happiness were to be the ultimate objective, then how do you explain man's quest to go to moon? What happiness is there in going to moon? If happiness is what he is seeking, then why did he go to moon? And what happiness is there climbing the Mount Everest? or bungee jumping. What is the happiness here? This idea that you're searching for happiness is being introduced into your mind by people who have no understanding of happiness. If you really understand the nature of happiness, you will see that that is not at all what moves a human being. That is not at all what drives a human being. A human being is driven by the desire to explode into the ultimate possibility of being one with everything. What a human being is searching for is pure transcendence. He wants to break free from the limitation of the body, because there's a part of him that knows that he is not limited. There's a part of him that knows that he can expand into something much larger. And that is why a man is constantly in trouble. He cannot just simply sit quiet and accept the nature of the mind and the body, because there's a part of him that is telling him, you have to break free. And this is where we get our art, music, literature, dance, poetry. This cannot happen through the process of evolution. See, I agree with the theory of evolution, but that is just one idea of life. If the whole life were to be just survival of the fittest, then I don't see why there should be dancing as opposed to just walking. I don't see why there should be poetry as opposed to just some form of literary writing. You see, a human being is exploding into a creative dimension, and this creative dimension cannot be explained by evolution. There is something else that is driving a human being and making him do all the things that he is doing. It's almost like his body is kind of reminding him of the absolute limitation that he has set for himself, and he wants to break free. And what is dancing if not for stretching the limitations of what your body is capable of? And what is singing if not stretching the capabilities of what your vocal cords are capable of? And what is imagination? What is creativity if not stretching the limitations of the mind? Meditation is the ultimate explosion of a human being. It is the pinnacle of everything that you can experience. So if you are seeking happiness or some kind of stress relief, don't turn towards meditation. And I know there are a lot of people selling meditation for stress relief and well-being. You can do so many other things for well-being. You can do physical exercise, keep yourself fit, live a healthy life, and just go into the flow of life, live and die. You don't have to be worried about meditation if just well-being is your objective. But if you want to explode, if you want to reach to the ultimate possibility of who you are, if you want to break the shackles that you have built for yourself, if you want to become a pure creative moment, if you want to touch the hand of God, if you want to see the Creator, if you want to be with Him, then you have to meditate.